Hey, I'm Pastor Fred. Welcome to the Follow Through. We are in Isaiah 40 all week, looking at who God is, what is He like. And yesterday, if you were on watching, if you missed it, go back and check it out. We were talking about like kind of princes and rulers of the world, and it said that He brings them to nothing. And this is really important for us today because you hear a lot of talk about world leaders. We all struggle with who we can trust. We struggle with parts of the world where people are oppressed. You look at history and you see that kings and princes and rulers and presidents and sometimes they're more like dictators. Sometimes they're just flat out dictators, and that is really rough because if you're on the other end of that oppression, the other end of that violence, or maybe there's people that watch their whole family get killed by these kinds of people. It can leave you feeling helpless, hopeless, feeling all alone, like, oh man, what's going to happen? And I'm sure there's so much on the news that makes you feel that way. And yet God says to us today, when it comes to those who really think that they're in control, and that could even be me, that sometimes I feel like I'm the one calling the shots. God says this. He says that these rulers of the earth, right, he makes them as emptiness. But then in verse 24, he says, scarcely are they planted, scarcely sown, scarcely has their stem taken root in the earth, when he blows on them and they wither, and the tempest carries them off like stubble. And he's trying to say with all of that beautiful language that right, the ruler, the one who is oppressing you, the one coming against you, the one who, by the way, the people in Isaiah's day had begun to trust and maybe become impressed with. He's like, there's nothing impressive about them. Their roots do not go down very deep. He goes, not very deep at all. In fact, God just a little bit of a wind and they get knocked over and they're kind of blown away quite easily by God. He doesn't even have to try. And that is how mighty He is, and that is how amazing He is. And the point is not just to mock these rulers. I mean, God would love for them to trust Him, I'm sure. But the reality is that they don't. And here's the thing, and if I don't trust in God, then I can try and try, you can try and try to have a foundation, to have roots that are strong, that are going to hold when everything goes south and when the hurricane winds blow, right? And it's 100 plus miles an hour, and you feel like, man, if I did everything, and in some minds you just get blown away. That's because we're not the foundation. Christ is. God is the one. He puts rulers in place and He takes them out of that position. Over and over throughout history, you see it happening. The next person, I'm big, I'm bad, and they're not really, because they don't have God as their foundation. See, with the Lord as your foundation, you're going to operate differently. Your true foundation and putting down those roots is not at the expense of others. No, it's in service to others. It's trying to help other people. I want them to be stable. I want them to be standing on God and His Word. I want them to trust in who He is and what He has done for them, continues to do for them. But He is all loving, but also, as we're learning this week, He is all powerful. He is the one who rules all things. And again, sometimes it doesn't look like that. And I know maybe from where you're sitting and how you're listening to this, you're like, oh man, you just don't know. And the reality is I may not know the enormity of what you're going through, but I do know the enormity of God's power. It is without end. It is without any limit. It is just 100% times 100%. I mean, it is something that we can't even measure. That's how incredible He is. And I want you to just take some time again, all week I want you to do that. And just pray about how amazing He is. And when those threatening thoughts come and when that fear wants to take over, just think, just go to God in prayer and ask Him to help you to see who He is. And again, how He is the all-powerful one. Again, I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through. Hit that subscribe button and share this with somebody in your life. We'll talk to you next time.